Well, welcome back to the next part of this lovely little fun, whimsical visual novel, Higurashi When They Cry. So last time we ended at chapter 1, I believe? Yes, we ended at the end of chapter 1, so let's dive right into it and get to chapter 2. But before we do that, you know the whole spiel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you, that'd be great. Seriously, it'd be awesome. It likes and comments, all that stuff, it actually does really help. Shockingly. The algorithms for YouTube are crazy. Yes. Alright, let's get back into it. I already did the tips last time, so we can just continue. That was bright. I took it a little too easy on the morning of my day off. I was totally late. Today was the day Rena and Mion were going to show me around Hinamizawa. Hell yeah! Yeah, this is that fun, whimsical music. Rena and Mion were already waiting at the meeting place. Gay-chan, you're late. Sorry, the show I was watching last night was really interesting. Blame that, dude. Mood. Oh, so that's your excuse for being late and keeping two girls waiting? Bro, Keiichi, what are you doing, bro? You're out of your mind. Me-chan, you just got here yourself. Listen, just don't blow her cover, dude. Ha 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 ha, star. I'm gonna start writing every time I laugh with a star at the end of it. Last night's episode of A Day in the Life of was interesting, wasn't it? What's the day in the life of? She was just as guilty as me. Rena was carrying a pretty heavy-looking handbag. What is that? Mion answered my unspoken question with a wink. That's right, Rena really did make a picnic. Full-ass picnic. Kei-chan, after you left, Rena pulled out all the stops. It's not like I forced her to do it. It was nothing, so don't worry about it. Okay, star. The stars get me, man. She's been like this since last night, you know. Can you take responsibility for this? Dude, why is Keiichi-gen just wrecked on, man? Alright, I'm a man after all. I'll take responsibility. For what? Bro, what's going on? Huh? Responsibility for what? For what? Dude, I don't even know anymore. I'm just kind of winging it. As we both turned around slowly to look at Rena, our gazes drifted downwards to a massive handbag she was carrying. Didn't seem logically feasible that it would be entirely filled with lunchboxes. Except this was Rena we were talking about here. I can read, I promise. About 2 kilos, I guess? When Rena was picking up, I could see she was struggling a bit. I say 5. Oof. You're exaggerating. Keiichi-kun is a boy, after all. I thought he could probably eat a lot, so I made a lot. Okay, star. Let's get going. Heave-ho! Just from the way she was lifting it up, I couldn't believe the only things in there were lunchboxes. Correction, I say 5 kilos, too. Probably kill a man with that. I'll help out, but all of it needs to be eaten. I won't forgive you if you make Rena sad, got it? The only thing I do in that moment was exercise a bit to make myself hungrier. It's actually smart. Having finished with the pleasantries, we began our leisurely stroll. A carefree walk bathed in gentle morning sunlight. I couldn't have even imagined something so wholesome existed during my time in the city. These were the boonies, after all. No slovenly desk jockeys trudging to work on the weekends out here. Oh, that sounds depressing, man. It really was a nice place, peaceful and quiet. As sparsely populated as the village was, you could still run into people just by walking around. Good day. Good day. Oh, you would be Maebara-kun, I believe. My 2 companions exchanged greetings with everybody we ran across. All these passerbys even knew my name. When did I become this famous? Dude, you're a new kid in town for, like, a town that has, I don't know what, a couple hundred people at most? Everybody knows everybody. We passed 3 people, and when all 3 of them knew me, I started to feel a bit paranoid. You should stop that. It's a bit sad to say. Everyone knows everyone since there are so few people here in Hinamizawa. So that means when an unfamiliar face walks by, they automatically assume it's that Maebara fellow who just moved here? Yeah, that's how it works out. It was a process of elimination you can only pull off in a place like this, but was quite effective. From now on, I'd better make sure to maintain a good reputation. The day I'm discovered accidentally gawking at a dirty magazine in the bookstore, I expect all the villagers labeling me as a lech by the next day. Oh, that's gotta be sad. Hinamizawa was not to be trifled with. Just hold out, like, I don't know, man, what was this, 83? Hold out, like, 10-ish more years. You'll have the internet. Wait, no, 15. I don't know, just hold off until, like, the late 90s, early 2000s. You'll be fine. It's not the end of this nightmare. Of course I know them. The first person we met was old man Takazo from the Makino bike shop. His hobbies are bonsai and playing the flute. Next, we met the grocer's second son, Daisuke-kun. His hobby is sharpshooting, and he hopes to be an ace sniper in the future. Whoa. Goals. And the person we just met was Mio-san, the nurse from the clinic. Their hobbies are birdwatching and photography. You know the names of everyone we pass by, and even their profiles. That's kinda impressive / creepy. Seeing my surprise, Mio and Rena exchanged looks and burst into laughter. Well, yeah, we're not like the city where people hardly know their neighbors. Then let's try it out. You there, who am I? Ah ha ha, you're Keiichi Maebara. You say some mean things, but you're actually a kind, shy person. How? Is this just a random person walking by? It's been 3 weeks since you transferred here. Your hobby is taking afternoon naps. Lately, you switched over to wearing boxers. Didn't you? How do you know? That's enough. But boxers, Rena, chill, bro. Enough of that. Poor Keiichi, dude. He gets just ragged on. Apparently, there's absolutely nothing you can keep hidden here. Hinamizawa is not a place to be trifled with. This feels more like you guys are showing me off rather than showing me around. That's right. That's literally what they're doing. We're parading around like this, after all. Don't you all think so, too? That Kei-chan is fitting right in here in Hinamizawa. The population in Hinamizawa is shrinking, so villagers welcome anybody who's new here. I thought about brushing it off with something to the effect of, "You're kidding me," but I held back. Had I ever greeted someone who just moved into a city like this before? Probably not. Think about that made me believe what they said wasn't a joke after all. We passed another person. Of course, we were called out to again the same way. Oh my, good day. It's wonderful seeing you getting along. This lady here is Fujishima-san. Good day. Oh my, Maebara-kun, how wonderful for you having a lovely girl on each arm. How are you? Getting used to life here? Instead of regurgitating a prepared response like I would have in the city, I responded with an emphatic nod. The old woman chuckled, voicing her appreciation of how energetic I was. Aw, energetic youth. Good. As I looked back over to Rena and Mion, they gave me a wink. Aw. So now then, Star, about time to have lunch, maybe? Maybe? Rena's brilliant smile signaled the approach of an event that both Mion and I were trying to forget. We both looked at each other. I'm a man. I'll do what I can. But it's just too much. Well, you guys can't handle that food. You'll be fine. It's fine, Kei-chan. Leave it to this old man. Mion has never seemed as reliable as she does right now. I'd expect no less from the class rep. Ren, if we're going to eat, we might as well go somewhere with a good view. Ooh, wow, yes. Good idea, I agree. Ren and I heard happily in response to Mion's proposal. Other Mion always calls herself like an old man. That's a mood. It's the shrine. Cresting the top of a stone stairway, a shrine drawn straight out of my imagination appeared before us. It had worn down a bit through the years, but the fallen leaves had been swept up, giving it a tidy feeling. This here's the Furude Shrine. It's probably the place with the best view around. This place. Be sure to remember it. On our next break, a festival will be held here. Isn't it a bit too early in the season for a festival? The Watanagashi isn't a summer festival. Long ago, it used to be a celebration of the end of winter. I was embarrassed for assuming that festivals had to be held in the summer. Well, that's when they usually are, so fair. Now then, spread out the lunchboxes. And there. Various colored lunchboxes were placed one after the other on top of the plastic sheet. It sure did smell delicious. It was Rena's home cooking. It went without saying that would be delicious. But is it even possible to finish all of this? Hey, Mion, it'll take more than just a good view to get this all down, you know? That'll be fine. Look, they have backup. Good afternoon. It was Rika-chan and Satsuko. Why are they here? Mion grinned over at me. I see, this was their secret plan, to power in numbers. You have my thanks, Mion. Following up when all the pieces are in place is my specialty. We just had to come since there was such a commotion. What's the meaning of this? Take a look. It's time for lunch. Buffet style. A handmade gourmet meal by Rena. I can see that much. Why have you laid out a trap on our property? Oh, I'm sorry. I see Tatsuko, I just assume traps. It's a tarp. On our property. The temple is public grounds, it's not yours. Keiichi is right. This is everyone's property. Wow, Rika-chan's such a good girl. It's creepy, dude. Have a seat. Eat with us. If it was Keiichi, you know what, Keiichi's just weird, man. He would say that. After opening up a spot for Rika-chan, I promptly turned my back on Satsuko. Hold on 1 second. Where's my spot? No spot for you, nothing for you to eat. God, what a dick. Don't worry, there's some for you, too. None. I'll eat all of hers. I'll not allow that. Rika! Here, chopsticks. She's like, shut up. Both Satsuko and I leapt at the boxes having out with each other. A battle of wits. Man, really, Kei-chan, you're really good at leading people on. You might have a talent for this. Have a plate. One for Mii-chan and Rika-chan, too. Rena whipped out pairs of chopsticks and paper plates. Damn, all that in a... That must have been like a heavy, full bag. If we don't hurry, it'll all be eaten up. That's right, okay. Shall we commence this battle? Please eat a lot. There's enough for everyone. Starve. Rena said as she opened up a thermos. Oh, get some soupage. Just then, I realized that this lunch was made under the assumption that 5 people would be eating. Oh, they knew. It didn't change how much there was, but the implication behind it was different. I will not allow you to have... Oh my god! She punched the shit out of him. Or elbowed him. Using your elbow is against the rules, Satoko. Alright, that's gonna be creepy, man, if they do, like, jump scares and stuff, because you don't expect it. Like, you're sitting here reading this, and then, like, the screen will shake or noise will happen, and it freaks you out. It's gonna be bad sometimes, man. I feel it. Grabbing the back of my collar is also against the rules. It was a tough battle, blocking with her full momentum and an elbow in the opening moves. Satoko appeared to have the upper hand, but the difference in our proficiency with chopsticks proved to be fatal and gave me the upper hand. The last meatball! Mood. Satoko Hojo has been bested. Nom. Satoko and I amiably began choking at the same time, falling backwards in spasm. Rika-chan patted me on the head to clear it, even though it was actually stuck in my throat. Whatever works, man. Seeing that made Rena blush and breathe heavily in excitement. It was almost like flowers were floating all around her. Mian advised Rena to refrain from saying anything that could get her locked up. Bro. They're insane. That's how our meals usually go. I'd do anything in my power, just so things could stay like this. Aw. Wholesome. The intense battle calmed, and finally everyone reached a point where they could begin talking. Receiving tea from the thermos, I let out a small sigh. I do wonder why there are so few words in Japanese to praise how something tastes. I was gonna say how someone tastes. That's cannibalism. I also have tea, actually. I'm gonna take a little tea break since they are drinking tea in the game. Yes. Delectable. It's like focus tea too. It's like helps you focus on stuff. Because I need that. Isn't it because the idea of togetherness during a meal didn't begin until the modern era? Did it not? It seems that long ago people ate in silence. It must make the people preparing the food a bit sad, don't you think? Yeah, it sounds depressing, man. If you're eating with people, just talk. Probably because back then the people were busy even while eating and didn't have the time to compliment the flavor. That's just you. But you know, just hearing that, it's good, makes me happy. That my effort was worth it, I mean. I wish I could cook, like, really good. She blushed a little as she said that. It was delicious. With absolutely perfect timing, Rika-chan struck Rena directly with praise. Praise? She looked straight at her with an expression of bewitching innocence. Aww. Aww. After Rena uttered an unintelligible noise, a ring of smoke rose from her head with an audible poof. That little spoing noise. Howl. Rika-chan, I'm going to take you home. Kidnapping is illegal. No, I mean, thank you. Oh, there you go. She fixed it. Okay, good. She's not going to prison yet. It was really delicious. Rena flushed red with excitement, embracing Rika-chan and rubbing her cheek against her so hard you could almost hear it. God. To reward Rika-chan for her praise. Ta-da! These are special. 2 apple rabbits. After sticking toothpicks into them, she thrust them toward Rika-chan. Oh, is that when they, like, cut the little apples into pieces and they have, like, the little ears on them? Those kind of look really tasty. After Rika-chan accepted them, the mood suddenly shifted in a bizarre way. What is it, Satoko? What's with that defiant look? Has everyone prepared proper praise to receive apples from Rena-san? What? Don't push yourself. What kind of praise can you think up with your weak vocab? What an insult! Well then, allow me to show you. After Satoko flashed me on me a defiant look, she changed the tone of her voice suddenly. Hey. So, Rena Ani-chan's lunch. Satoko thought it was yummy, too. She changed her voice in, like, something super adorable she did, okay? Satoko looked at her poutily while talking cutesy. This music's great. Wah! How's that praise? That's not even persuasion by tears, that's persuasion by cuteness, isn't it? This is a Rena Limited special skill. She blushed, her head spun, waving around in circles. Don't fall for it, Rena! It's a trap! How? I wish I could make, like, the noises she makes, but that's just beyond my vocabulary of cute reading. Rena glomped Satsuko and began rubbing her cheek against her. They just really use glomp in this. Oh my god. Flashbacks. Cute. Satsuko is so cute. Star. Take you home. How? Swish. Swish what? Stab? Oh, what's stabbing? Push. What's going on? Oh, okay. It was apple rabbits. Satsuko was also presented with apple rabbits. After stuffing them in her mouth, she looked over at Mion and me again with that defiant gaze. It took only 5 seconds to take down Rena. That's unfair. To think she had such a trick. If it upsets you so much, why not reward Rena's saying with some praise? Damn it! That was a dirty trick. First of all, that wasn't even praise. Yes, it was, kind of. Just dirty. Well, not dirty praise, but like sneaky praise. Satsuko, you think you've won with that, don't you? How about I show you guys something much better than your superficial gimmicks? That sounds great, Mion. What kind of trick is it? Kei-chan is going to be one who does it. What? Blowing your mind. Ho ho ho. Why don't I have you show me then? The writing of an old maid. What the hell? The plan of attack she suggested was wicked, but it was the only thing we had to beat Satsuko. After sipping my tea, I started talking, very naturally and calmly. Perfectly. It really is good, isn't it? This is all freshly made, right? No. Actually, most all of it was frozen stuff. That's what I usually cook. Then which ones did you make fresh? Well, it's embarrassing. Do I really have to say, must I? From the synergy of boy plus handmade lunchbox, her expression had melted into euphoria. The synergy of boy and lunchbox. What a line. I already know. This one, right? Uh-huh. Ugh. I can't. Rena turned an even deeper shade of red. The words, I can't believe it, practically written on her face. How can you tell? How? I made it. Of course, Mion had told me beforehand. Ah, sneaky, sneaky. It's been perfect so far. After acting like I was shy, I waited a beat. Next would be the finisher. It had your smell, bro. Why are you so weird? Silence enveloped the area. Yeah, 'cause that's a creepy thing to say, dude. She's probably gonna freak out and just die from it, though, from embarrassment. Rena, face still completely red, froze solid. With a small yelp, Satsuko also blushed. Of course I did, too. I sure would like to try one of Rena's handmade apple rabbits. Or something. Even this was all because I was competing against Satsuko. Felt like I had crossed the line by a good 9 yards. I think, bro, you were way further across the line than that. Then at that moment... Oh my god. Whoosh! It was a Tupperware container filled with rabbits. Please eat some, Kichi-kun. There's plenty for you. She is just dying. Her wark. Instantly, dozens of the apples were shoved in my mouth, knocking me over. He's gonna die. Okay, say Kichi-kun. Star. My head was forcibly laid upon her lap, and even more apples were shoved in my mouth. While she was squealing, one apple after another was forced in my mouth. More and more apples. Bro, he's gonna die. What the? Translated. How about them apples, Satsuko? Looks like we win. Yeah, close enough. Kei-chan, that was a beautiful sacrifice. How's that, Satsuko? This is our complete victory, isn't it? I can't believe it. Such trickery. It doesn't bother me at all. She's clearly pissed off and, like, upset about it. Satsuko ground her teeth, mortified. We did it. I claimed victory as my consciousness drifted slowly away from me. Well, hey, you know, if you're gonna go out on a W. At that time, Rena stopped her squealing and she suddenly realized something. Rika-chan, you're not eating it? Did the salt water make it too strong, maybe? Maybe? Looking over, Rika-chan had pulled the toothpick out of the apple rabbit, placed it into her cupped hands, and seemed to be at a loss for what to do. Poor Mr. Rabbit. I feel sorry for him. I want to save him. Oh, Rika just won. Rika just won everything. Wee. That was the sound of blood spurting from Rena's nose. Cute. Tonight, I will take you home, Star. So you can read it like, you know, how it would be, just all cutesy, or you can just be like, tonight, I will take you home, Star. Either way, it's still gonna be weird, but one's gonna be adorable. The other one horrifying. She shook sporadically, her head wobbling back and forth. It's like, Then, coming back to her senses, she took all the apples around me, gathered them up with a flip, and fixed them back up on a plate. Now they're all just fine, Kay? Here, I'll give them to you, Rika-chan, Kay? Okay? Rika-chan raised up Sakuto's hand like a referee after having that plate of rabbit shoved to her. She whispered, "This is our victory." I love it, dude. Just came out of nowhere. What? A comeback? Huh. What? Alright. I just don't care anymore. He's dying. Thus, my sacrifice ended up being in vain. But you got to eat a bunch of good apples, dude. Bum, 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 bum. This music's so upbeat and fun. It was a fun-filled, crazy day. But as soon as the sun began to set, the end of the day really did come quickly. Later, Rena and Kei-chan... I thought I was reading it, not saying it. Later, Rena and Kei-chan, see you tomorrow. Thanks for today, Mion. I had a great time. It did seem like fun. See you tomorrow. Satsuko and Rika-chan went home as well. We parted ways with Mion and ended with just Rena and myself, enjoying the evening air on our way home. Thanks for coming today, Keiichi-kun. Was it fun? Yeah, lots of fun. Almost feels like a waste to go home now. Then, well, would you mind taking a little detour, maybe? Maybe? A detour? Is it far? It's a bit of a walk, but it won't take long. Since we had been walking around all day, I must have seemed a bit tired. Not feeling like teasing Rena, I quietly nodded. Aw, they're gonna go hang out. Also, just nice background images. And honestly, just like seeing all the images in the game, like the anime really did a good job. Traversing a small path and up a small hill, the land suddenly stretched out before us. There, it looked like the remains of a dilapidated construction site came into view. Such nice, calming music for a garbage dump. A large heap of garbage spread out off towards the swamp. Probably illegal dumping. I recalled it being in the newspaper. Oof, oof, oof. It's been quite a while. I wonder what's here. I wonder what's here. When you say it's been a while, you mean the business you had here was with this garbage pile. Her face. It's not garbage. To me, it's a pile of treasure. Dude, I'm all about that treasure. Rena had already entered that well-known cute mode of hers. So that meant there was something cute here? Whoa, a new pile. I can't wait, I can't wait. She bounded up the unstable slope. Oh, okay. I'd expect no less from a born and bred country girl. Hey, wait, I'm coming. Whoa. My city-raised self was completely pitiful. It's alright, just stay right there, Keiichi-kun. It won't take long. Rena kindly declined my accompaniment? Don't fall. Watch your step. I'm fine, I'm fine. This is nothing at all. Literally bounding up the heap of trash, Rena disappeared over the other side. I didn't like being left behind, but I was still pretty tired from the whole day, so I just ended up waiting. Plus, climbing up garbage sounds a bit tough, especially if you walked all day. While the lively Rena around the surrounding area quickly found the silence. The cry of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. Barely exhausted, I began to feel a little sleepy. Just then, sudden noise of scattering pebbles alerted me of somebody's presence. Startled, I turned around. Yo, this dude is ripped. Standing there was a typical-looking photographer. He spied over at me through his camera. His body was tanned and fit, but something about him seemed unreliable, and he had a bit of an aloof air about him. Well, it didn't seem like he was a bad guy in any case. Whoa. He's so jacked in this, like, holy crap. You surprised me. Although startled when I turned around, he overplayed his reaction. That was my line. I'm the one who's surprised here. My bad. I didn't mean to startle you. Are you from Hinamizawa? I gathered that he wasn't from that question. Unfazed by my suspicious outlook, he introduced himself without my prompting. I'm Tamatake, freelance photographer. I come to Hinamizawa from time to time. I didn't ask you who you were. Damn, Keiichi, rude as hell. Well, you know, fair, he was taking pictures. Quite rude to photograph someone without consent, one would think. My bad. I mainly photograph wild birds. Also respect Keiichi talking about consent, you know, in 1983. Respect. They can't refuse, you see. Bro, what? So what, you're saying I'm the same as the birds? No, well, you see, that image of a young man in the twilight was just picturesque. I apologize for trying to take your picture without asking. Adults are pretty slick. All that annoyance I felt for being startled just flew away as he buttered me up. Hey, that's the same thing that you do, dude. I had no intention of hanging around with this guy trying to get cozy with me, except it didn't seem like Rena would be back soon. But this older guy, Tomitaki-san, he didn't mind my cautious responses and continued rambling on by himself. Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you waiting. Finished now. Rena popped her head out from one of the lower piles of garbage and waved her hand. You have someone with you? What would she be doing over there? That's what I wanted to know. Don't know. Maybe she's checking on that dismembered corpse that was out here long ago. Tomitaki-san looked shaken up by that for a moment. Uh-oh. I responded like I would if I were talking with Ren and the others. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. Yep. Hi, Ren's here. Yay. Keiichi-kun, sorry to keep you. You were waiting a while, I guess. I'd best leave you two lovebirds alone. Again, my apologies for startling you, Keiichi-kun. Seeing him like that just makes me excited to get back to the gym soon. Once the holidays are over. Just get ripped. Tomitaki-san chortled suggestively, then disappeared into the twilight. I want somebody to make a statement about me like that one day. Just be like, he disappeared into the twilight. Like, what a cool way to go out. To, like, leave an area. Missing my chance to report put me off a bit. Keiichi-kun, are you angry? Why, I wonder. It wasn't Rena's fault, so I decided to just brush it off for now. How was it? Find a treasure trove? Oh, yes, so listen. You see, there was a Colonel Sanders doll. With a music note. A Colonel Sanders doll? Oh, that thing. Those statues they always have out in front of that fried chicken place. That life-size dummy. Yes, Colonel Sanders. Star. They made there's like a fan-made Higurashi thing where it's like you play as a chicken or something. Don't you play as like a colonel? There's something like that. I saw it ages ago, but it's not translated. But I do want to mess around with it at some point. That'd be really fun. How cute. I want to take it home, Star. I want to kidnap Colonel Sanders. Pretty much what she's saying. I couldn't tell how she decides what's cute or not, but well, she seems to want it. It's garbage, right? No one would care if you just take it home, right? It's become the base of another pile. I can't dig it out easily. There's no lamppost over there, so I'll get dark pretty soon. Rena seemed quite down about finding a treasure and not being able to bring it back. I'll help you out, to repay you for that delicious picnic you prepared today. Oh, her eyes like slowly open up. That was cute. Oh, thank you. Birds heading home to roost proclaimed that nightfall would soon be upon us. Keiichi-kun is going to help. Star. I can take Colonel Sanders home. How? Rena staggered along as if intoxicated in a dreamy state of mind. I tried asking her in a way that wouldn't take her out of her cheery state. Hey, Rena. Long ago, did something happen here? Seems like they were building a dam here. I don't know the details, though. How? Just wondering if you knew about, you know, an accident or something. I don't know. Why'd the music stop, man? Her tone was disturbingly frank. It sounded more like a denial than an answer. I must have appeared rather dumbstruck. Rena quickly lightened her expression. Actually, I didn't live here until a year ago. Huh? You transferred here too? I was sure that... So you see, I don't really know how much from before that. Sorry, Star. Don't really know, don't want to talk about it. That was the kind of feeling she gave me. Think about it, of course it would be like that. This wasn't the type of thing girls would enjoy talking about. This isn't the type of thing anybody would want to talk about. It's weird and creepy. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms. If it's just like Tomitaki-san said, then I had a feeling only the Higurashi would know. That's deep. Oh, now we're getting into some of that fun bits. You have received new tips. The Maebara Mansion and the Dam Site Murder/Dismemberment Newspaper Edition. Alright, let's check out the tips. Alright, so we got 2 new tips. Let's read these. This music. So, Kei-chan, you're not stinking rich? When is this all of a sudden? Did I come to school in a limo before? Oh, dude, imagine that, rolling up to school in a limo. That'd be badass. How much you get for a monthly allowance? About $10? Dude, $10 in 1983 is like $2,000 now. My, that's a rather plebeian amount. Or plebeian amount. Is it plebeian or plebeian? I don't know. I just call people pleb. His lunch is made up of normal stuff. He isn't rich. What are they talking about? To be asked out of nowhere how much you get and been told that's a plebeian amount? Pleb? It's your little pleb. Ah, sorry. Rena seemed to pick up on my dubious expression, started giggling. Kei-chan, your house, you know, it's pretty big, yeah? So the architecture has people all around Hinamizawa calling it the Maebara Manor, and it sort of stands out. Maebara Manor? That actually sounds pretty cool. Since the house is so big, everybody's gossiping, wondering exactly how rich you are. I see. Now I get it. Well, the frame of it is huge. I see how it could cause some misunderstandings. From my deduction, I wager they spent too much money on building the house, and that is why they are now broke. Damn. Ice cold. Being broke, how very, very unfortunate. Guys, listen. This is hitting hard, man. Like, I'm broke. It's like they're reading to me. It's like me, for real, for real. Ri-chan took pity on me as she patted my head. I go from being treated like a millionaire to a beggar. In like the span of 2 minutes. Yeah, sorry for ruining your imagination, but we aren't millionaires or poor. We're the image of a normal, average household. That's good. You can't call it normal with that huge house. The entranceway is all grand and the gate is large enough for a large truck to get through. Yeah, but it's also like in the middle of nowhere. So it probably costs, you know, the same as a one-bedroom apartment in the city. That's not normal at all. They do say the bigger the house, or the bigger your house, the more prosperous you are. The reason the house is so big is because Dad's studio is in it too. There are a bunch of different workshops and lots of his works are hung up in different places. All of them are huge too. Yeah, so it's basically like a business slash house. For those reasons, the family actually uses only a third of the house for day-to-day living. He planned it out so people in cars could come in and see the gallery opens up in the house someday. By the way, the entranceway Mina is talking about is the one for the studio and is normally sealed off. The entranceway the Maebara family actually uses is a very plain and simple one. The interior is much different from how it looks on the outside. I'd really like a chance to explore Kei-chan's house. Claiming not to be rich but having a home like that. What could be hidden there? Maybe there's something cute hidden. How? She's gonna tear his house apart. They probably had no money to purchase furniture, so it's filled with Spartan rooms. Oh my god, Satsuko, you asshole. If there are carpeted rooms, I would love to try rolling around on the floor. I mean, some carpets are really comfy, man. Like those really plush ones. Like that'd actually be kind of cozy to roll around on. Wow, that'd be great. So great. I want to roll around too. It seems like their imaginations were just piling on. Well, sometime in the near future, it wouldn't be too bad to invite them all to my house. Hell yeah, have a house party. Dad's a sucker for the ladies, so he might even let them all look around his studio. Oh, that'd be cool. A little art studio show. The cry of the Higurashi crescendoed. As the sky towered over everything, it said crescendoed. It was hot, but the air was clear. It smelled like the beginning of summer. Alright, next tip. The Damn Site's Murder / Dismemberment Newspaper Edition. From the June XF 1979 edition. The Shishibone City Okinomiya Police Station, June 5th, late at night. Suspects, redacted, were arrested on suspicion of murder and improper disposal of a corpse. The main offender, redacted, has been added to wanted lists nationwide. According to our sources, the 6 suspects were at the Hinamizawa Dam construction site workroom on the redacted date at 9 p.m., where they are suspected to have assaulted and murdered the site overseer, redacted, as a group, dismembering his body and hiding it. Oh, that's cool. They had the little page-turning thing. On the redacted at 8 o'clock in the morning, a report was filed by the Shishibone City Hospital in which a male suspect alluded to having murdered Mr. Redacted. When questioned at the police station, the individual confessed to the crime. Since a portion of the body was recovered at the location he gave, he was arrested that afternoon on suspicion of murder and mutilation of a corpse. The rest of the suspects were arrested the same day, but the main culprit is still at large. Police are currently on his trail. The motive is purported to be a drunken verbal dispute during which he killed the victim in a fit of anger. However, as there are multiple inconsistencies with their testimonies, the investigation is ongoing. Alright, I like that little tip. You just read the newspaper of the supposed Moida. Oof. Getting good. So for this, the next chapter, I figured I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I want to move my camera on the screen. So this way it kind of looks like I'm actually looking at the game. Just little funsies. See if it feels a little bit better. Let me know if you prefer anything different. I'm also trying to just keep my camera like in the middle. I don't know. Let me know. It's my first time doing like a visual novel setup, so trying to figure out the best way. Alright, let's go onward to, well, first let me actually save. End of chapter 2. Right. Onward to chapter 3. Let's go. So bright. Yeah, a Colonel Sanders. Ah, of course, that's right up her alley. I understand her wanting to take home Satoko and Rika-chan, but I can't understand the Colonel Sanders. What's so good about that four-eyed geezer? Colonel Sanders is adorable, thank you very much. Probably better to hear it from Rena, don't you think? She'll probably just say, because it's just so cute, though. Does Rena often go to the construction site to hunt for treasure? Every now and then she says she's going to have a look. But a girl her age rummaging around in garbage is, well... If Rena enjoys it, then I think it's fine. Yeah, as long as she's not hurting anybody, man, just let her do her thing. What were they doing over there? Damn construction? It had been bugging me since yesterday like an itch I couldn't scratch. It was cancelled a long time ago. Everyone gathered together and fought against it. Hearing an ominous word like fought come from Rika-chan's mouth startled me. That's right. It was unbelievable. They said Hinamizawa would be sunk into the reservoir and we had no say in the matter. So I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded. Well, that's good. I'm sorry. I didn't keep you, did I? Did I? My deepest apologies, Keiichi-san. It took me a while to powder my nose. What? Satoko. Wait to use that can until you really have to go. It's a lot easier since it shoots right at Bro. How dare you speak that way to a maiden of unparalleled beauty such as myself? I love it. Who is she calling a maiden? If Satoko really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. Fun hijinks time. Now then, gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring a point to discussion. He, Keiichi Maebara-kun, wishes to be included as a member in our activities. What say you? Rena has no objection. Oh, I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task. She's so brutal, I love it. Me and Satoko both approve. The three that me and had queried voiced their approval. A unanimous decision. Congratulations, Keiichi Maebara-kun. I present you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam for our club. Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this? Yeah, I don't think you have an option at this point, bro. What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you, just like real life. I'm pretty weak, so I prefer if you didn't single me out. Let's try to get along. You're so naive, Rena. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest. This is starting to sound a bit sketchy. So what kind of club was it? To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together. Nice and simple. Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. So basically, this club put me on's hobby of collecting games to use, by playing the various games that me had hoarded every day. It seemed that, depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished in last place. I would not want to get last place. I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each win or loss as your life depended on it, alright? Well, what's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy. The first rule of our society. Aim only for first place. Going at it half-assed just because it's a game is not allowed. That's right, if you're not first, you're last. Ricky Bobby. Rule number 2 of our society. For that reason, you are obligated to make all possible efforts. The way Satoko said it, it sounded like she was saying, use any means necessary. That's literally what she said. Of course, I will do my best too. I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best. I feel like she's saying, like, I'm pretty weak just to trick everybody, because she was literally just lugging around a whole stack of food, 5 kilos worth, which I'm dumb. I don't know what that translates to in, like, pounds. I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody is aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club. A word of warning, Kei-chan. Rena can get pretty nasty. This initiation looks like it's going to be rough. Mian began fishing around in the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine. Complicated games would put Kei-chan at a disadvantage, so today we'll play a game that you should be familiar with. How about a standard card game? Like Old Bachelor? What's Old Bachelor? Alright, let's do this. I've heard like Old Maid, but I don't know what Old Bachelor is. You can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think? Whoa, whoa. It won't be oil-based paint, right? Right? Oil-based face painting with oil-based paint? That is perfect. Satsuko cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. It seemed like she was raring to go. It's going to be like this, then I can't lose either. Now I'll just cut the deck and start dealing. Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. Oh, okay. There's only one difference. There's no... Oh, in the anime they called it Old Geezer. They didn't call it Old Bachelor. So, okay, now I get it. So yeah, there's only one difference. There's no Joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start, meaning there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game. That's actually kind of cool. Whoa, game music. I'll take out the card now. Rena took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. Well, it'll be pretty obvious in the endgame. No way to tell at the start. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to one face down, all the while gauging each other's reactions. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be. This deck is pretty worn out. No way. Can everyone tell by the scratches what the card on the table is? Remember the second rule of our society. Keiichi-san must try his hardest to win as well. A number of cards are quite unique. Keiichi-kun should be able to remember them pretty quickly. She said that so matter-of-factly. I would not. I would have no idea. This suits me fine. Don't think a little thing like that can be your crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear for each individual card. This wasn't a simple game of Old Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Wow. So intense. Bring it. I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence would soon be crushed. Aw, my dude. How about I tell you your hands starting from the right? 3, 4, 9, Jack, Queen. Warg. That's insane. By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds. Garg. Oh no. I can tell what they are even if you switch them around. I am out. Berg. I thought I was prepared, but for it to be this brutal, just overwhelming. Demons. You're all demons. Rena isn't a demon, are you? It's like he's just dying. Sorry, Keiichi-kun. This is the 3 of hearts, isn't it? I'm out. I want to imagine she's like slammed her cards on the table and just made that explosion noise. Badass. Whoa. Not even a hint of mercy. Rena, even Rika-chan. Bro, my dude got annihilated. His club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped into a deathmatch on a deserted island, these guys would probably like to take it it's like fish to water. Is that a Battle Royale reference? Oh my god. They absolutely would, though. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates. Oh, bro. Battle Royale is a good movie. It's a lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever has the lowest point total wins. Since Keiichi finished last, he has 5 points. There's already a 5 marked down on my scoreboard. I think it's unfair to Keiichi-kun if we don't use a new deck. It's fine, it's fine. Kei-chan is a man after all. Yeah, I'll figure it out. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right? It's fitting for a lowly peasant to scamper home and soak their pillow in tears. What do you think? Oh my god. I love how just brutal she is with her insults, man. I'm gonna start using stuff like that. A petite hand laid itself on top of my head. which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. It was Rika-chan's. Keep on fighting, yeah! Is that where she goes like the fight or fight on thing? Fight on. I think that's what she does. I cannot do it, but it's like this little thing. Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I can muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Maebara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. It's just as Rena said, each card has its own distinct markings that made them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory. Whoa, great Keiichi-kun, just like that. I covered the uniquely marked cards with my hands or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen. Trickery. The one with the ribbed corner should be the 5, and I'm out. I couldn't let any of these precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Satoko fanned out her cards for me. You see, I want the 7. Is it this one? I wonder about that. You won't know unless you take it. There's a bit of dismay in her expression. Like she doesn't want it taken. That kind of expression. I won't let that momentary last slap slip by me. I know. It's this one. This is the most intense game of, like, cards. Got it. 7 of spades. A cheer of ooh rang out. Oh, what is this? The 7 should be the hardest one of all to tell apart. It wasn't from memorizing the markings. Those slight changes in her expression as I was selecting cards were enough. Impressive. Can't hide it from me, Kei-chan. This mark means it's 2 of diamonds. What? She was startled by her own misread. Of course everyone else was too. Whoa, it's rare that Mi-chan gets a card wrong. No. Kei-chan, could it be you? They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch, so I put a new one on it. Oh. Game changer. Are you saying you disguised it as a 2 of diamonds? Well, what an impressive show of wit. That's actually pretty smart. Keiichi landed a clean hit. Clap, clap, clap. That's great, Keiichi-kun. That was an incredible match, you know? Having defeated the Forerunner, Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win and I would finish last. But hey, he learned though. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully on Mion's nerves. Well, I'm going to end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. Star. Evil laughter. That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who was at the top already ensured victory. Even if Kei-chan gets first place this round, he'll still end up last place overall. Don't you hate that? Of course I do. Let's have a duel. One chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? You up for it? She fell for it. A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without goading her into it. One chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with the Joker card that was on the table, then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back. The card in my right or the card in my left? If Kei-chan can guess which hand the Joker's in, then he wins. When you turned around just now, you didn't pull out the Joker, did you? If you lose, I'll show you the card in the other hand. That okay? The other 3 gulped nervously at this unexpected turn of events. Alright, you've got it. Mion grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I need to inspect them closely. The card on the right hand had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was. Which one, I wonder? Keiichi-kun, be careful. Yeah, of course, this is my chance for a big comeback. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't one I hadn't seen before. Ah, that card is... I didn't let that bit from Satoko slip by me. Mion clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Satoko's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker. Oh. Kei-chan thinks it's the one on the right. Will you choose that one then? Will you? The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that the card to the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. But wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based solely on Satoko's reaction? More carefully. Ah. I remember now. That mark, the left card. No doubt about it. The 7 of clubs. It's the 7 of clubs, I see. I've won. The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. So that meant the card on the right was the Joker. And then just before my hand touched the right card, I froze. Huh, I would expect no less from you. There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt, right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker. Huh? What could Kage-san possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh, shut the fuck up. I can just imagine Rika saying that. Oh? What makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Kei-chan? Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is the Seven of Clubs. Then, doesn't that leave the right one as the Joker? Well, it has to be a Joker, right? Yeah, one of those is the Joker, right? I don't know who was saying that, but I just made it sound creepy. Keiichi has good intuition. Huh? Rika-chan, what do you mean by... So basically, the Seven of Clubs. I discarded that by matching it with Satsuko's Seven of Spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile. So that means Leon pocketed one of the discarded cards, then aligned it over the left card. And that means... I see, I get it. This left card is being disguised as the Seven of Clubs, right? Whoa. It was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is the left one! Whoa. It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion. Being the first president of this club, I've been witness to a variety of performances. Kei-chan, yours is the best. Wow, respect. The best of the best of the best. That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory! Part of me just wants to like scream out like that, but it would just be very painful. I have to read a lot, so I can't do that. Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on my victory. Huh? Rika-chan is... Rena and Satsuko gaped at us as they had seen a ghost. What is it, Rena? It's not as if I cheated or anything, right? This was fair and square. Rika, only pat someone on the head to console them? What? Huh? What's the meaning of... At that moment, Rena let out a small shriek. Hey, Keiichi-kun, this is how it was? What? You know, Kei-chan, I thought you'd read into it that far. Everyone froze. No, it was just me. It was a gamble. If you had just jumped to conclusions like a little brat, then I would have lost. It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing hand. Kei-chan, you know you should take pride in this loss. She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of this duel. The card under the Seven of Clubs. Unbelievable. It was the Two of Diamonds. It was a setup behind the setup. It's so intricate. If I just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it. I, Mion Sanozaki, as the club president, do accept Keiichi Maebara's membership into our club. As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everyone let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat. It was intense, man. The match is now over. Today's victor is me, Mion Sanozaki, and our exalted loser is Keiichi Maebara. Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was so soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing. Hey, you learn from your losses. When Mi-chan pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited thinking, she's going to do it again. When Keiichi-san stopped the moment before touching the correct card, I thought, he fell for it. He fell for it quite handily. Huh? Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got so excited so earnestly? Hey, gotta put on a show. Everyone got excited to make it more fun. You're all demons, you monsters. Now then, Kei-chan, it's time for your penalty. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It would be a problem if you refused to come to school. The other three members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt tip marker, and it's large and oil-based. Okay, here we go. She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized. No, no, no! I let out my death throes. I love it. School's done after a lengthy battle. On the walk home. As soon as the club activities were finished, Rena flew off. Probably so she could dig out that cute Colonel Sanders that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today it was just Mian and me walking home together, a rather rare occurrence. A mountain of treasure, huh? The guys throwing away probably never thought in their wildest dreams that Rena would be grateful to them. Mountain of treasure, meaning that damn construction site from before. Oh right, Mian would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there. Over there, you know, at that damn construction site. Did something happen there? Long ago? Something sure did. A grand battle. There were sit-ins and demonstrations. It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided to listen just the same. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the dam reservoir. I would have fought as well, probably. The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they couldn't settle it with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys. Mian spoke excitedly as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You're facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators. And as a result, the development plan was retracted. It was our complete victory. Victory laugh. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like, assaults or murders? None. She promptly cut me off, the same as Rena had. Her words signaled the end of discussion. Tamataki-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside. Later. See you tomorrow. Kei-chan, you can't wash that off until you get home, got it? I got it, I won't. Mian held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew. Damn you, Mian. You shall rue this day. If our roles are ever reversed, I'm going to slop it on. All over your face, you won't be able to take it off, even with a scouring pad. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mom and embarrassed myself yet again. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear, "Welcome home, Keiichi. Daddy's in a bit of a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay? He can't come up with a new idea? It's because the deadlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs time to recharge or he doesn't work as well." Mood. Dad's paintings feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Maebaras. We've never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? What? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house? The theme of the piece this time is in the household. Ah, so it makes sense. So it seems your dad wants to use this house as a motive. That's quite a bothersome motive. No, bothersome motive. Keiichi, pick up your room. It looks terrible. So sorry, I'll clean it up later. I gotta clean my room, actually. Ah, come on, please don't use my room as the motive. Keiichi, there's still some time before dinner, so please go take a walk out back or something. His bad mood is only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so I don't aggravate him further. Well, I guess I will then. Go wander around. I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It'd be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out. Yeah, there's like barely any streetlights. If Mian or Satoko ever found out about that, I smiled rarely. Oh yeah, Rena was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the damn construction site. The excavation of Colonel Sanders was probably taking her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities. With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the damn construction site. Tamataki-san might be there as well, the only person with information about the incident that both Rena and Mian denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? That was my real intention. He's focused. Bridge. There's the water. Construction. And treasure. I spotted Rena struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. It looked like Colonel Sanders was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Rena would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tamataki-san wasn't around, I began climbing up the slope unsteadily. Hey, Rena, looks like you're working up a sweat. Whoa, Keiichi-kun. What brings you to a place like this? A place like this, huh? I see. She was aware of it, at least. I received a signal for emergency assistance at the accident site. Where's the injured party? Huh? Accident, huh? But but there was a report Colonel Sanders was buried alive in the trash pile. Huh? Oh, that. You scared me. Don't frighten me like that, Keiichi-kun. I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out. You came for me? Aw. How? Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't see Rena blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Just kidding, you're embarrassing me now. So, huh? What part was the joke? What part was it? I just ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now move out of the way. So where's Colonel Sanders? I love that we're going after Colonel Sanders. Sorry. Can't you see him in that gap? He's really buried in there. The Colonel Sanders was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials, like they were caging him inside. Free the Colonel. According to Rena, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. Oh no. You're trying to move this pile all by yourself? With those scrawny arms? There's no way she'd be able to do that with her slender arms. Slenderman. But Colonel Sanders, so cute. There's a chain on the Colonel Sanders at the store. This one, though, I should be able to take this one home. How? She was literally about to rob the store. If Rena gave up on this Colonel Sanders, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Rena's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of the way. I'll do it. Rena blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping would occur. If it got buried any deeper, there'd be nothing that could be done. Keiichi-kun, I'll help too. Let me help. You just get in the way, so stay back. Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside. I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Working hard, though, just tossing stuff aside. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it! No matter how much I threw out, there was still more, even though I could see Colonel Sanders right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Rena, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was going to do this seriously, I'd need an axe or saw or something. That's enough, Keiichi-kun. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard. I'm just doing it for you, Rena. Don't worry about it. Rena began sputtering and turned beet red. Whoops. I meant to say I was trying my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Yeah, it's a bit different from what you said. Why'd it go down so slow like that? I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. I sprawled on my back over the grassy slope. I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat. Rena patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice. Aw. Well, wait here a minute, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay? Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Rena took off running. Speed. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Rena was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I had discovered earlier. That was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. They were bound stacks of not-so-reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. If it was just as Tamataki-san said, then undoubtedly there would be a mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There is no end to these sickening incidents. There's large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well. So it had to be recorded. Somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search, since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it had happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Rena had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Rena and Mion said they didn't know. But it had happened without a doubt. As long as Tamataki-san wasn't lying. Then if both Rena and Mion... yeah, there was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Rena nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. That made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Oh, this music is creepy, I don't like it. Hinamizawa dam worker lynching, murder by dismemberment. Here it is. The featured article was in the back, and it seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together and weren't so easy to open. Rena could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag and newspaper reporters were all bathing it in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site, lynching and murder/dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman he had assaulted his assailants daily with. An explosive backlash from his daily actions. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as. It happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was... The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces, the head, arms, legs, and torso. I could understand just from the headline that was just too terrible an incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? That wasn't a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter, a brutal murder, done by a group of people. With hatchets. With pickaxes. With an axe. Ah! Eek! Sorry. Did I startle you? Rena dropped the axe she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice. Keiichi-kun, you see earlier, yeah, you said it would help if you had an axe, didn't you? So then I brought an axe for you from the shed. Rena fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. It seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry, I guess my reaction was a bit overboard. No, I'm sorry as well, I'm sorry. Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't look like we can break the last beam without an axe. You brought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, alright? Okay. Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colonel Sanders, right? You're right. I really want to take Colonel Sanders home soon. We both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Rena had brought and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. Aw. Oh, I think that's the end of the chapter already. That went by quick. When it gets, like, intense, man, it goes quick. You have received new tips. The Hinamizawa Dam Project and Special Tabloid Report. Sweet, let's read those. View new tips. Alright, let's do the Hinamizawa Dam Project first. October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin number redacted, Hinamizawa's electrical development master plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam will have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The flooded area caused by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa. So I'm going to mispronounce some of these. Takatsudo, Kyotsu, Matsumoto, and Yogochi. The submerged area included 291 houses, wow. Population 1,251. 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. That's a lot of stuff, man. All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship will be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land is just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onikakushi Defense Alliance. The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company, Redacted, openly refused. Performing unspeakable, heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity, and they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onikakushi Defense Alliance has been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomsoever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onikakushi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman, Kichiro Kimiyoshi. I like that the tips are like documents and news articles now. Alright, so special tabloid report. Let's hear it. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder/dismemberment. In redacted month, redacted day, and redacted prefecture at the Hinamizawa Dam construction worksite in Shishibune City, a bone-chillingly gruesome murder/dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam? They probably didn't mean to kill him at first, but as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned investigator, A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody thought was alive. Redacted-san had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first, it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself into the police. It was the de facto leader of this group, Redacted, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area, but the de facto leader feared that the consciousness of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden, and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. Redacted had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. That's dark, man. Each one participated. But what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly. The noise, man. Redacted had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound, was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but Redacted threatened them, saying nothing would change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up in his objections to him. But Redacted's plan collapsed in the span of one night. Redacted, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down in tears at the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader and Redacted's whereabouts are still unknown. Also, the right harm hidden by Redacted is yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that Redacted has said he was going to throw the body right arm into the marsh. Redacted's car was discovered abandoned near the marsh, but there were no clues to his whereabouts. Redacted didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and use his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. True. But within the station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the marsh when he went to throw away the body. To the locals, that marsh is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Onikakushi, the ogre's abyss, and it's said that the bottom of the marsh is connected to a hellish world of demons. Well, that's intense. The atrocious demon from hell that was Redacted. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the marsh? What was that? The Zijin Dragon, bringer of luck and fortune, prosperous future, ladies leaping into your arms, business success, promotions, ambition, protection from harm. Not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guaranteed by or your money back. Zijin Dragon bracelet DX, one piece. It's the name of the treasure. 27,800 yen. I love that ended with like an ad for something. That was great. Oh man. Alright, so the tips are done. So that is the end of chapter 3. So we got through 2 chapters today. Getting intense. I can't wait to keep reading more. So, hey, as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I think 2 chapters is like a good limit for me, reading-wise, because it is a lot of reading and talking. So, give a break from this. I gotta work on some other videos and stuff, but expect, what I want to do, hopefully, since I missed last week releasing this on Friday, I want to release this one today, and then I want to release another one this coming Monday, which I think is the 26th, the day after Christmas. Yeah, so the 26th, and then another one on the 30th. That's my plan. And then I'll go back to having it like every Friday. So until next time, have fun. And hey, enjoy your holiday if you celebrate. And also subscribe if you didn't already. It'd be great. I appreciate it. All right, thanks again, everybody. Bye.